fucking look like me, lad.
Right. One more. I'll do that adjustment on the fly. We'll do that later.
Are we on roll 20 this evening, my lord?
Well, it all depends on where you fuckwits decide to go. Really. Right then. So, as a quick recap from last, and feel free, anyone that's watched the session, to correct me if I'm wrong. However,
You're wrong.
our new characters of Ake, Rourke, Erdan, and Durza were all part of a caravan trail leading up to 10 towns over the spine of the world and into the polar region of the land. And then in doing so, each having their own various motives and reasons for being there, whether we were working, part of their job, whatever else they were doing. You managed to be waylaid by an avalanche. Struggling really to understand what was going on in the environment, with it being almost perpetually dark or a sort of twilight light all the time. You decide that you're going to try and seek shelter. In doing so, you manage to find a valley where there was frozen undead, and also a two-headed beast that had managed to take one of the drivers, or the lead driver from the wagon, who, as you manage to get to his body, tells you that his daughter has been taken by these roving monsters. And you guys head off in a similar direction. Having trying to cross an ice field, the ice actually breaks beneath you under your weight, and you manage to fall into a vast chasm where, when you come to a halt, having slid down a good portion of a steep slope covered in snow and ice itself, you see before you a large, very large structure. And that's where we left it. Anyone got anything they want to add?
Nope.
Not for me.
No? Everybody happy with that? Okay. Okay, so just to set the scene then for where you're at, you've rolled to a stop within this sort of soft powder of where you're at in terms of snow. However, around you is a mixture of snow, boulders, and just sheer ice. And this slope all heads down for quite some way. You're sort of midway up it. When you look up, you can see that the ice, where the ice is actually broken, and you've actually fallen through. You can sort of see that the sort of twilight stars and this northern light sort of greenish and purple hues above through the gap in the ice itself. You don't really understand the ice. It's almost like it was a lake with no water. But it seems to be hiding, if you like, this structure beneath it. It's a huge open expanse where you are, very dark. Yeah, and you can see that there's this structure some way off in the distance. Everyone happy? Anything they want to pick up on first before we make a start?
Good.
Okay then. So, the question is, what do you want to do?
So we can see big building in front of us, ice cracked above us, Is there like an obvious sort of pathway that we're on? Any ravines, crevasses?
It's just roll a perception check.
No.
You're high elf, aren't you?
Yeah.
1. It's really dark. When I say structure, it's huge. Whatever it is, it's hard to really see how far back it goes. What you can basically sort of see is almost like a silhouette. The slope that you're on seems to continue an awful long way and disappear into black. Your eyesight just isn't getting that far. It's just too dark in this area to really see.
Okay. And there's no obvious way up from whence we've just came.
No, you initially fell through that ice, and then there was a distance of falling into the snow before you then started to career down the slope itself. It wasn't a gradual thing.
Mm-hmm.
Can we hear anything around us other than the wind?
To be fair, the wind is. You can hear it, as in like you can hear it coming from that gap, but it's not howling like it was.
Mm-hmm.
What you notice more than anything else is the temperature has dropped. This was like being in the polar expanse and then going into a fridge freezer. It's just dropped massively.
Right, I'll get up and brush the snow off me. Wrap my cloak around me a bit tighter, and I'll get a torch out and light a torch.
Okay. You feel a little bit of warmth coming off the torch. It's casting a light across the near vicinity. It's almost making it difficult to see further ahead, if you like, because that light's there. But in terms of where you're standing and what you're looking at, yeah, you've got light, and you realise that you are a tiny light in a huge open underground expanse.
Does the ground feel like solid underneath now, or does it still feel?
It's like I said, it's a mixture of snow, ice, and rock.
Yes.
You can sort of see that various rocks and boulders have been sort of crumpled into smaller stones and that are dotted around. And you sort of get these where almost like it's disintegrated on it falling. You get this sort of pattern of rock around it and ice and then snow, and it's kind of this constant sort of peppering, if you like. It's very uneven. You looking at it, it wouldn't take much for you to continue sliding the way that you did.
Okay.
I'd say as well that you're not all together as a group. You're not far away. I'd say you're all within sort of 60 feet of each other.
But
you're not like all sort of bunched together.
Well, can I make my way over there to where most people are? Over where they are.
Yeah, you head over. It doesn't take a long time for you to coalesce and get together. You all start to gather up and get your bearings, if you like.
Okay.
I want to sort of say to the group, is everyone okay? Do you feel like that?
Yeah, all good. Bit of a drop, but yeah. I know where we go from here, though.
kind of feel like there's only one way we can do is head to the building.
We could try climbing the slope, but I'm not sure what success we'd have.
I think onwards is the only way.
Yeah, if up doesn't look like an option, just have to go down and see if we can find another way up.
Would it be further down,
you
or
guys heading down?
would it be further down? I thought we were on like a level. Have I misunderstood?
What do
Well,
you mean?
I can't see shit, so it doesn't really matter.
I thought we had like stopped on a level and then there was like another slope that carried on down.
No, because from what you can see of the land, it's sort of not wholly, thick snow and whatever else. You've come to sort of a bit of a halt on this slope.
Mhm.
You don't know how far down the slope goes. It's in darkness, but you can see over the other side, like away from the slope as you're sort of looking out.
Okay.
It's what looks like a large, very, very large structure.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess we carry on trying to make our way down.
Okay, so as you start to head down, everyone just make a dexterity saving throw for me.
15.
Am I still attached to Rourke?
Have you undone it?
Not intentionally.
Has Rourke undone it?
No, because I close.
I just wasn't sure whether it snapped on the way down or something like that.
No. No, I wouldn't have thought so. How long was the rope?
I'd have to consult the
Probably
player's
50
handbook.
feet.
I think it's 50 feet.
Okay. So dexterity saving throw then. So 15 for Erdan.
Yeah.
17.
16.
17 for Ake.
Yeah.
Durza.
16.
16. Rourke.
30.
30. 13.
30.
I can't. You keeps cutting out your mic, on the
You said 13.
13. Okay. Yeah, you start to head down. Rourke, you're finding it sort of hard to sort of keep a bit of a footing, but you managed to do so. The torch itself is managing to stay lit, but you feel like with every step, the temperature just becomes colder and colder as you're going deeper and deeper underground. It takes you some time before you manage to see sort of over the way that this structure is very, very large in terms of its proportions. It's a lot. It's massive. It's huge. Something about it just doesn't seem right. We've lost Paul now. I haven't got much on camera. This is just a.
Yeah, my camera's having a bit of a meltdown, but I'm reluctant to play around with it in case it screws up. So.
Yeah.
But if it makes you feel any better, I'm sat here naked with my balls in my hand.
So just normal Friday night. Sweet.
I thought you just fell off your chair again.
Loves it, doesn't he? Loves it.
Getting away.
Getting away. So yeah, you manage to sort of edge your way down. Some areas are more difficult than others as these you start to get lower. There's various ridges and steps, large sort of steps in it that you've got to sort of try and climb down and traverse. And you start to feel that the slope is ever so slightly leveling off. And as you get closer, this structure is just looming ahead, just growing bigger and bigger as you start to get close. It takes you the better part of, I'd say, an hour to try and get this far down the slope as you're just trying to pick your way down it. But as you do, you start to see that the structure itself isn't really within touching distance. And you can see that from the periphery, either side of you, is this huge black expanse in between you and the structure. As you see that there is a crevasse, huge in proportion, which is splitting the ground between you and it. But details are really hard to pick up on. Everyone just roll a perception check. In fact, actually, no, don't do that. Give me a marching order, please.
I'd say I was just behind Rourke, I think.
And I'm obviously still tied to
Yeah, I'm happy to lead the way.
Urza.
I'll bring it up the rear.
So there's a Rourke. Dan. Okay. So there's a roll a perception check.
21.
Ooh.
21. Nice. You can see that you're coming towards what looks like a cliff edge as you're approaching this this crevasse. The crevasse itself looks to be well over 100 feet in distance between one side and the other. And you can sort of see that this slope sort of plateaus a little bit. And you can see that it's hard to tell at this stage, but looks like there's some sort of form of a structure. But a lot of it is built up with ice, and it's quite hard to determine exactly what it is. As you get closer, you can see that buried half into the ice and half out the ice, you sort of see this skeletal hand buried. You can see that there is a sort of half sort of shown skull from the ice itself. This is completely devoid of flesh. It's not like the zombies that the undead that you've seen above. This looks like whoever it is, whatever they were, has been here for a very, very long time. What catches your eye is a gold glint around the skull. Hard to make out exactly what it is, but just coming from the skull, that looks like there's a portion of gold peering through the ice.
Yeah, I'll go closer to it, and I'll try and break the ice and try and take the gold thing from within.
Okay, what are you breaking the ice with?
I'll try and use the handle of my halberd.
Okay. Okay, just roll an attack for me, please.
Attack modifier. 24.
24 hits. Yeah, you manage to start chipping away at the ice, but it's going to take a little go to try and get it. to get it out. So repeatedly hitting around and trying not to damage anything in the way of the head, it starts to remove sort of quite large chunks of ice. Like, as you hit it, it sort of comes off in chunks and in blocks as it sort of splits and cracks the ice. You start to see that this individual is dressed in sort of normal clothes, wrapped in fur, but underneath the clothes have been sort of well preserved. As much of the body has underneath the ice itself, it's more just this hand and this skull that's appearing to be devoid of the flesh. You can sort of see that as you sort of chip away more of the ice, that this is a gold helm that they're wearing. It's quite decorative. It's got sort of a jewel poking through at the front. Looks quite valuable. In terms of the rest of the body, can you hear me? Yeah.
Yeah.
In
Yep.
terms of the rest of the body, you can sort of see that there is a pack that they're wearing, which has been preserved in the ice as well. It's going to take a few more hits, but you manage to release the pack and release the skull with the helm. The skull unfortunately comes free of the body, but you hold up the helm and it seems to be preserved quite nicely in the ice.
And I shake the head out of the helm.
Yeah, the head just drops to the floor, and you sort of see that the jaw comes away. There's a bit of a snap, and the jaw comes away as it lands.
And yeah, I'll take a good look at the helmet and see if I can. Does it give off anything strange?
What is it you're looking for? You can roll an investigation.
Does it have like any runes or anything on it? You said there was a jewel.
I'll show you exactly what it looks like.
Looking at the body on the ground, does that look like it's got matching armor?
No, it looks very much like very much almost like your typical sort of traveller would wear.
Yeah.
The bag as well, as you release the bag, doesn't feel heavy in any way. It doesn't feel like they're carrying anything of any great weight. All seems a little bit unusual, really.
Yeah. I'll turn around to Ake and show them. I was like, do you recognise anything like this? Have you seen anything like this before?
Do I recognise anything like this?
I would say not. You can roll a history check.
We all do it.
Yeah. 20, not natural.
Yeah, same.
8.
You have seen decorative helms like this, but in terms of this particular one, you're convinced you've never seen it with a 20.
No, I don't recognise it. I mean, I've seen a
No,
few
me.
decorative helms in the past, but not this one. You can always stick it on your head. It looks nice.
I'll stick it on my head.
Yeah, it's just been on the skull and goes straight onto your head. You feel that there is a warmness. There's like a warmth that comes from putting it on. Bizarrely, means it's metal. It's just come out of the ice. There's a feeling of warmth. But yeah, that's about it.
Fair enough. I'll leave it on.
It's good on you.
Just in fact, just make an insight check.
Insight check.
Got wisdom. Is that wisdom? Sorry.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, it is, yeah.
Be 13 then.
13. So from from your knowledge as a paladin and from it's like your first rodeo, if you like. You know that if this was to be potentially a magical item, then you probably wouldn't know until you attune to it what it would be.
Yeah. I can't attune to it right now.
I need to take a rest.
I'd need to take a rest, wouldn't I? So yeah, I'll just
I think
keep
you should
wearing.
leave it on anyway. You look fantastic.
I'll just keep wearing it for now, and I will plan to attune to it later.
Can I make a snowball and try and ping it off his head and see if it makes a cool metallic sound?
Yeah, roll an attack.
What would I be? I don't know. It's just a throwing, just like proficiency.
Yeah, it's like proficient to it.
20, not natural.
Hits.
Cool.
You suffer 3 points of clown damage as this snowball hits you on the side of the head. You sort of take the brunt of it and the spray across the face.
I
Does it make a good noise?
I whip round and snarl at him.
I just shrug my shoulders. Should we carry on anyway?
Yeah, see if we can find a way across this ravine. How deep can we see the bottom of the ravine?
As you get up to it, you can't. You are just looking into a black void, and it's a really wide and long black void. You can sort of see the ice as far as your torch light will allow it, but then it just disappears into absolute darkness. As you get towards the edge, what you can see is that the natural rock has been adapted with structure, and you can see that as you get down to the bottom, there are a series of sort of steps, only 5 steps, stone, huge steps. They're like 15 feet wide, and you can see that there is a pillars top of the stairs and the bottom of the stairs, and almost like a banister, if you like, that's going between it, sort of leading up. And you can also see that there is a sort of a standing ice structure, sort of just set away from the steps itself. And you can, as you sort of look across, and the structure now obviously closer. Now you've reached the bottom, or potentially the bottom. You can see that where this lines up, you can sort of see this huge door of this structure. It's a little bit further and higher than your position is, but you can sort of see it at the other side. And what you can also see is a replica of the steps that you're on, facing this way.
So there's 2 sets of steps. Are we stood on one set of steps at all, or we're just close to that set of steps?
Well, you're near the set that's on your side, and you tell me where you are. You can see that there's these frozen steps.
Cool. Can I make another snowball and just throw a snowball at the set of steps on our side?
Yeah.
What happens to the snowball? Does it just bounce off them, or does it?
Yeah,
Right.
it just hits the stone and bursts, and
Yeah, it's fine.
Should we make our way down?
Yeah.
It's the only way, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, make our way
so
down.
what's that, Jay? I can't quite hear you.
We're gonna. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, are we still attacked?
I mean, only if you want to be.
Sure. I knew that if the rope was still there.
I mean, we can detach if you want.
At last fall, I probably want to be stuck there.
Alright. Then. Yeah, we're still attached.
Wait. Yeah, let's make our way.
Just be careful on these
So
stairs.
where
They
you're
get
going?
slippery. We're gonna go down stairs on our side.
Up to the stairs and up.
Yeah, we're gonna go. I thought the stairs go down on our side and then up again on the other.
No. The stairs is like 5 steps that go up,
Alright, okay.
but the steps on the other side are higher than where you're at.
Yeah, make our way up. The steps are in front of us then, I guess.
Yeah.
So you make your way up these 5 steps, and you're just looking out over a huge abyss.
Is the. I'd take a look at the structure around me and see if there's any sort of mechanisms or anything like that.
So what you can see from where you're at is the set of steps that you're on.
Yeah.
It's quite a plateau that you're currently on, and you can sort of see that there's like some sort of structure within ice, which is standing, and that's about 40 feet away from you are, off to the right.
I'll go towards that structure then.
Just make an investigation check.
Investigation. 11.
11. You can see that whatever it is so there's something within it that's frozen, but the ice looks like it's been there for such a long time that it's got that cloudy hue to it. It's not like a just completely transparent ice, so it's hard to ascertain what's within it.
Can I use my torch to try and melt the ice?
You hold your torch close to it, but in order for this to really, really melt it, it would take a while to, especially in the temperature that you're in.
Can I try and firebolt it, but with a sculpted spell to sort of make it safer, so I don't ruin what's beneath it essentially. Just sort of try and help him essentially with the with the melting of the ice.
Fireball or firebolt?
Firebolt.
I mean, that's up to you as the spellcaster really to decide how you're gonna do that.
Okay.
So whilst you're investigating that, what's everyone else doing?
I'm just obviously stood close by, looking around, sort of getting the bearings of everything. See, I'm good in the wilderness, but not in the snow.
Just, while you're looking and actively looking, then just make a perception check.
Yeah.
How many? Sorry,
19.
19. Yeah, you have a look, and are you around the steps? Are you?
Yeah, I'm round where obviously Desiree is.
So from where you are and what you can see of the steps on the other side, they line up. It's almost like there should be, some sort of bridge in between that isn't
Yeah.
there. But as you start to look around and look up, you can see that there are these sort of huge, what look like stone slabs suspended above, and quite a way above. You sort of see that there are 6 of them, and they just sort of, I won't say they're moving around, but you can sort of see that they're hanging by some means,
Yeah.
well above the crevasse. I can't hear you at all, Jay. It just
Let me go get my headphones. Hang on.
all right. Okay then, Dan, what do you want to do?
I'm probably going to not do that, actually. Yeah, I think the sort of sculpt spell is only on sort of friendly creatures rather than actual objects. I don't want to destroy what's ever underneath the ice, basically.
What are you referring to? Because I'm not sure what you're referring to on that. Is that part of the?
Part of the character stat block he sent over. Arcane Traditions School of Evocation.
Okay. There we go. I mean, it's referring to creatures within that block.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what you would normally be firing it at. So, all right, I'd say we could go with that. I'd say that that there's an object within it. You
Yeah.
want to temper the spell enough to try not to harm it. Roll a D100 for me. That's if you're going to commit to the spell.
Yeah.
It's up to you before we do any rolls.
Yeah. D100.
Yeah.
Fuck's sake, sorry.
Throw it out the window.
Jesus, what's fucking died?
Too excited. 59.
Okay. All right. So so make your attack roll. You rate your spell attack.
Uh, 15.
15. Yeah, hits, and roll for damage. Wow.
I would like to rage. Juggle.
8 and 12.
12. Okay. Yeah, you let out this bolt of fire, engulfing this block of ice, and you see that it does take it out, a lot of it down. You sort of see that on the side that you've hit it, where the fire has got it, it's melted, and you can sort of see that within it, it looks to be like a stone sort of shaft. I would say it was probably in diameter, I don't know, a good sort of 6 inch. You can sort of see there's sort of carvings on it as well. But this is it's quite tall. It's quite tall in itself.
Okay. Just turn to Dozer and say, a bit quicker than the torch.
Yeah, do it again. Just get the rest of it off.
Yeah. Same again then. Without dropping the dice.
Okay, just roll the D100.
$74.
Okay.
16 to hit.
Hits.
Damage is 9.
What was the last damage? 15.
12.
12. Okay. Yeah, there's a good portion of the ice has gone from where it stands. There's still sort of chunks that are clinging to it, but you can see that this is quite a ornately carved piece of rock, which is sort of buried into the ground, and you can sort of see that where you've focused the fire, which is at the bottom of this pillar, you can see that on the ground as well is also looks to be intricately carved, not with anything written, but more of an ornate sort of pattern, really.
Yeah.
Almost like Celtic bands, if you like, of pattern that move around it.
And would I notice? Would I notice anything about this, or would it like ring any bells for me?
Make a make an investigation check.
Yeah. 20, not natural.
Hard to say. You get the feeling that whatever it is more likely, you're more likely to find out what it is from what it's sitting in. You can see that through the ice as you start to have a look. You can sort of see that there's various almost gaps in the rock. Through the clear portions, you can sort of see that there's sort of marking of what looks to be like a ring around it. Yeah.
Okay. Just turn to the rest of the team and just say, can't really work out what this is. What do you think we should do? Does it ring any bells for you guys?
Is the ice, so these grooves on the ground, is the ice broken from the grooves or melted? So the grooves are clear?
There's where he struck the bottom, there's a portion of it which has melted, revealing this sort of circle around it and this sort of pattern. But you don't know how far out that goes. You can't sort of see the periphery of it. In terms of the actual pillar itself, aside from a few bits that are still ice that's clinging to it that hasn't melted, or you can sort of see that mainly in its entirety. And it's tall. It's almost twice as tall as you are.
All right. Okay. Can I push against it and try and push it in the direction of the circle?
The circle's all around it, but yeah, you can give it a go and try and lever it.
Yeah, that's what I'd like to do.
Okay. Okay. As you just make a just make an athletics check for me, please.
Oh. I've got good athletics, but still only a 10. I've got a +7 on athletics, and I got a 10.
For a 10, you can feel that you can feel it move a little bit, but feel that there may need to be more force
Okay.
applied.
Can I take a step back and run into it to try and move it, and try and like rugby tackle it?
Yeah, just make an attack roll. Just add your proficiency bonus.
Efficiency. Where's my proficiency? 3. So that was a 16.
A 16. Yeah, you take a run up and throw in your shoulder in. You feel it. It's not not pleasant. You crunch into this stone pillar, but you hear the sort of breaking and popping of the ice that's sort of formed around it. And as you give it that sort of shove, directly below your feet, it sort of lights up. You get this sort of like bluish glow from certain parts of the stone underneath you, and then outward again. You see that there's more light coming through the ice, a little bit thicker, so it's a little bit dampened down. As these lit rings just start to light up and expand away from where you are, the epicenter of this circle. You look down and you can sort of see that there's 6 rings in total. Almost 60 feet in diameter. If each one is quite a vast circle.
Yeah. I shout over to Rourke. Can you give me a hand with this?
Yeah, I sort of stop what I'm looking at and then just walk over. What do you need?
Okay.
I think this is a lever. I think we need to push it.
Yeah. So I'll give it my best shot. What is it, Daryl? Is it 20 plus your athletics or strength?
I'll try and
It's just an acrobatics check
I'll help him.
with advantage.
18.
18.
Yeah.
As you career into it and give it a really good shove, you feel your whole body turns and twists as this stone that you're standing on, this inner circle, turns violently and quite suddenly. And as it does, you see this light get stronger on one portion. As this happens, you hear a crack, and from the pillar, from one of the floating sort of platforms above, you see dust coming down. Bits of rock start to fall from the center, and they get a little bit heavier. It's almost like what you've done is damaged it in some way.
sort of look over and say, is that okay or is that broken?
I don't know.
It looks pretty broken to me.
Does it twist more if we try?
In terms of sort of manoeuvring it, you think that it will do, yeah.
We go again?
Yeah, I'm gonna try and twist it.
Okay. Just roll an athletics check.
24.
24. Yeah, you turn it, and below the disc moves again, and this time another portion of it emits light, quite bright, and you hear a and the first platform that's hanging just shatters, and just rock just starts to fall from where it was, just starts to just crumble and just fall, and you see that there are chains that are just hanging and flapping with chunks of rock where this platform used to be.
Oh, so that's not what we wanted to do. Let's not do that again. Either that or the mechanism's just brittle and
If no one's touched it, if no one's touched it in a long time and it's been frozen down here, I would imagine.
Yeah.
Are the lights still lighting up though on the floor?
Yeah,
Or on the,
yeah, it's all glowing. Yeah.
like started? See any other handles anywhere?
Roll perception.
You guys got any ideas?
24.
No, just this one.
If I touch it, does it feel like it's got any more movement in it, or is it's already done what we?
No, you feel that where you were turning it sort of clockwise, that's now reached a stop. But you feel that it will move anti-clockwise at this point.
Yeah, can I just have a go at sort of bringing it back? But I want to be gentle, can we? But obviously,
Okay. Yeah, just make your athletics check. Yeah, athletics check.
$50. Let's 7. So 20. 23.
23. Yeah, it moves, and you turn it. How long are you going to turn it for? Just turning it, or?
I just want to turn it until it either feels like it's doing, or it feels like it's getting to a point where it might cause an issue, like it's starting to harden, or it's get like it won't turn anymore.
It's free. As free moving as it can be. You've still got to put the effort in to turn it, but it is free movement, and you feel that you would be able to continue to turn it in a direction until you stop it.
Okay, but can I see anything happening while that's happening?
Whilst it's turning, no.
Okay, well, can I keep on turning it for a bit in case anything changes?
Yeah, you just continue to turn it. The light is, as you're sort of turning it, the intensity of the light in the second ring is getting brighter. You kind of feel that there's almost like a north on the pillar itself, and as you're sort of turning it round, the light is sort of following it and chasing it, and you just keep turning it, just keeps following and chasing round.
Right. Sort of want to, just look round at the group. Say, want to got any idea? Do here or?
Are you still continuing to turn it, or are you letting go?
I'm still turning it because obviously I'm just turning my head while I'm doing it. If I feel like it's not gonna harden or break, I'm gonna still keep moving in case that is doing something. I just can't see it at the time.
For the rest of you can see that this is physically exerting. What Rourke's doing.
Right, so... Is there any markings on the floor apart from the circles? Any sort of numbers or shapes?
What you can see is that where these lights are coming through, and you see it on the inner circle, you can see that they're lighting up symbols.
They're lighting up symbols.
Where
And the... What are the symbols? Are the symbols a language or
Um,
are they magic runes or...
what they look like ruins, yeah. They look like ruins. What languages do you know?
Common, giant and orc.
You recognise them as giant.
Okay. What do they say?
As they're sort of spinning on the second circle, and that circle's turning round, you can see the ruin for enemy, frost, death, life, friend, and blood.
Okay. I'll tell Rourke to turn it to where I see the friend light up, and then tell him to stop.
Okay. So you're watching, and you can hear it grinding. The stones are grinding as he's turning it round. You see the symbol for friend light up, and you give the word. Rourke immediately takes his hands off it. You hear the platform crack, and you start to see the crumble and dust and small shards of rock coming from the second suspended platform.
It's shattered again. I tell the guys what I've seen with the language on the floor and tell them what each one means.
What do they mean again? Enemy.
You had enemy, death, blood, Frost, Friend, and there was another one.
Life.
Life.
I think that's one you missed.
Do we try turning it to the one that's for life then? Is that gone as well?
I think if we start turning it now, it'll start turning the one for the third section.
So we're thinking there was an order and we haven't got it right.
Yeah. Can I go over to the top of the steps and try and look at the section of bridge that's left, the third one, and see if there's any sort of writing on it?
Yeah. Make a perception check with disadvantage.
Roll than it's a natural 20, but it's disadvantage. Perception.
Yeah.
21. Roll 17.
It's dark. You can barely make out these shapes above anyway.
Yeah.
And the fact that they're stone, but from where you are and the distance that it's away from, you can't see anything like that. It doesn't look to be. Not that it looks rough, or it just doesn't look to have that sort of, delicate artisan sort of feel to it. It looks just like it's, just stone that's been constructed and put together and suspended over this crevasse.
And is there anything on the floor at the top of the stairs?
From what you can see as you start to kick away the ice that's around it, no, it's just stone.
Okay, I'll go back over to the pillar. Can't see anything up there. It's giving us a clue.
Is there any patterns on the helmet that you've got on that would look like it matched the?
I take it off and have a look at it, and I can't see anything.
No, there's nothing you can see on there now.
Right, part of me thinks turn it to frost.
Have a go.
And see if the gap freezes over.
Well, I'll start turning it, but you tell me when you want me to stop it.
What do you guys think?
I think it's worth a go.
Okay.
Yeah, still run with this one.
Alright, I'll start turning it.
You find that it's only turning the same direction. It's almost like got like a clutch on it, so it can't turn back. And you're turning it round to frost. Yeah?
Yeah. Is it the same circle that's lit up?
Yeah, you're on the second band.
Yeah.
Yeah, you continue to turn it. You feel it grinding again. You're having to physically exert. You see the symbol for frost light up. You tell him to stop, and at that point, the second platform just shatters, breaks. Massive boulders just start to fall, and the chains just start to swing.
Alright, I thought that had already happened. I thought that happened before. Sorry, I misunderstood.
So, just so I'm clear on this, at this point, the bridge that we wanted to go over is completely destroyed.
No, the first two platforms have been destroyed, and they're just chains hanging.
Right, got you.
There's a further 4 platforms behind that.
Right, okay, cool. Okay.
There's got to be something that we're missing around here. Oh, let's take a look in the bag.
As you sort of scatter the contents of the bag, you find that there is a lot of scrolls and paper, some of which hasn't really survived that well. Other bits and pieces have. You can see that there's a lot of cartography within it. There's small maps, some larger maps. Some of it is sort of coastal. You see that there's some of which is the mountain region, the spine. One particular piece which is sort of sitting on top catches your eye.
Okay, so looking at the symbols, are the order of the symbols in the same order that the sentence is? Is that the translation? So is the first the 6? Yeah, so I'm thinking that we should have done blood and death first.
Blood, death, friend, enemy, frost, life. Right.
Yeah. And those symbols are in giant as well.
Yeah, those are the symbols that you recognise.
Yeah. And what order are they in? Are they in the same order as the sentence?
You sort of have a look over it, and no, they're not in the same order.
Okay.
But you know that because you can read it.
Yeah. So thinking the third one is friend. So if you start turning the pillar and the third ring starts lighting up, I think we probably leave it on friend.
We might as well have a go now, mightn't we?
Yeah.
And I start turning it towards friend.
Oh,
You don't know what that is.
what ring
You're
lights
waiting
up?
on. As you go to turn it again in that anti-clockwise direction that you have been, it's locked. You now have to go clockwise again. And as you start turning it clockwise, you feel the third ring start to move. This is outside of where you are now, and the lights moving around as you're gradually moving it around, turning the pillar.
Yeah, we're gonna stop it on friend.
So waiting for friend to light, you see the symbol. You give the instruction to let go, and you take your hands off. At that point, you hear a click, a grind, and a release as the third platform descends and stops at the relative height of where the steps would be.
Okay.
So that works.
Yeah. So then, if you turn it again in the opposite direction, it should light up the fourth ring.
Let me know if you're getting tired, Rourke. Happy to take over.
Yeah, I could do with a little bit of a rest if that's okay.
Of course.
Yeah, and I'm happy to help. And we'll
Yes, take his place.
we'll turn it until it gets to enemy, and then let go.
Again, this time now, unable to continue going the direction that you were, now turning it counter to that. The lights again flashing out on this of another ring furthest out. So you've got to maneuver yourself now to see where this ring is because you're covering a little bit of distance. You wait for, what did you say?
Enemy.
Enemy. And you give the signal to stop. Drop in. The next platform comes and is suspended just slightly higher than the one previous to it. At
Brilliant.
that point, once that platform stops and rests, you hear a roar. Unlike anything you've heard. Loud. And it echoes and continues to echo in a huge expanse. It sounds like pain. It sounds like fury and anger. It sounds like the earth collapsing. It is deafening loud coming from over the crevasse.
Oh, shit. Okay, so it's coming from the part where we want to go.
Yeah. Let's keep turning it,
Yeah, let's do it.
and we'll turn it in the opposite direction till we get to frost.
Repeating it, seeing it on this outer circle, waiting for it, timing it right. The next platform descends.
And then there's one more platform, isn't there?
Yeah, I'm repeating the process.
Yeah, stopping at life.
Yeah, and that one descends. You sort of see now that you can sort of see this natural sort of curve of how they've descended that would lead you to the steps from where you are. As you start to look at it and see this hanging bridge, you can see that there is approximately between where you are on the step, to stand on the step, and the nearest platform would be about 40 feet away.
Okay.
And what looks like to be a 5-foot-ish gap between each one of the hanging platforms.
I can fly myself and one of us over to the first platform.
How long can you fly for?
10 minutes.
Alright, so you could take us one at a time.
I think I can choose one willing creature to be able to fly as well, but I don't think I can carry a creature, if that makes sense. Let me just check that. High levels. You touch a willing creature. Target gains a flying speed of 60 feet for the duration. Yes, I can't carry. It's more like I can give you the ability to fly.
But do you think you'd be able
What
to?
do you-
Do you think you'd be able to carry someone while you fly? You can
You
normally.
can carry one additional creature at 4th level or higher.
Yeah. So I could. Yeah, I could. Like make one of you guys fly, and we could each take another person as well, right? Like
No.
we couldn't carry them
No.
over.
So what you've got at 3rd level is that you can cast fly on an individual within the party, who can then fly 60 feet. If you cast it at 4th level, you can then cast that on an additional person, so that 4th level becomes 2 people that can fly.
Yeah.
At 5th, it then becomes 3 people.
But could we?
Can the people that fly carry someone?
Yeah. Could we like just grab hold of like Rourke or whatever and just pull him across 40 feet? Could we use the rope maybe?
Let me just check that out.
The other option is I could cast Dimension Door. Which, just a sec. Teleport yourself. Yeah, I mean, I could cast Fly on 2 of you guys. You could fly across. You could carry someone maybe, and I could do Dimension Door and get across. Like 2 people flying, carrying 1 person, perhaps. Seems like a lot of magic for 40 feet, to be honest, but don't know how else we're going to get across.
I can't remember how far we can jump. I imagine it's not 40 feet.
No, it's average about 10 feet, isn't it, with a run up?
How low are the chains hanging? Are they still really high?
The chains are where they were.
So high up, yeah. I was thinking we could Tarzan it.
I mean, what do you think about the carrying idea, DM?
Well, it says there's no distinction between the carry if you were walking and the carry of in flight. That they're one and the same. However, you are bound by a carrying weight, which I don't know what detail is on that sheet that would give you that as a figure.
On the character sheet you sent over?
Yeah.
That'd just be a normal carrying weight for a character, wouldn't it? Wouldn't specifically be on there, would it? Be a general rule.
I don't know what detail. Is on it. To be
I don't
honest.
think can't see anything specifically on here.
We wouldn't find that on our normal character sheets, carrying weight.
Don't know what my weight of my character is.
So it's your strength score multiplied by 15, isn't it?
Okay.
But without a weight of your character, you don't know what that equates to.
Yeah.
So judgment, just best judgment call, I'd go with.
Well, who is arguably the two strongest? Rourke, I suppose. And
Rourke and me.
yeah,
Arguably as well. Both Ake and Erdan are elves, so you'd assume you'd be lighter as well. I think it's lighter in the player's handbook for an elf.
I mean, if you've got to get across, then you've got no other options really.
no, exactly. I mean, I'm happy to risk it if you guys are. As I said, I could go over by Dimension Door, and two of you guys could carry one person. If you
I
both,
think you probably, if you're going to do that, you may as well cast Flower on yourself and the next strongest character. Cast it on you and Rourke, and then you just grab one arm each and take us across one at a time.
okay, let's do that.
Strength of two people will be able to carry one.
Is the dog with us as well?
Yeah.
Okay, should we go with that?
Yeah, do it.
Yeah, well, I can't walk over to Rourke and place my hand on his shoulder and cast Fly. And I do the same to myself.
Okay.
I undo the rope.
Yep. Okay, Rourke, you feel that a sensation you've never felt before. You feel lighted, and intuitively you feel that you can levitate, and pushing yourself from the ground, you get a bit of distance. It feels awkward at first, almost like you're sort of balancing on a ball. But yeah, you manage to gain a bit of levitation.
Jizzed in my pants.
Yeah, might feel a little bit strange at first, but
Ooh.
I've got you back.
Yeah, man. Well,
Why don't you have a quick practice first before we set off?
okay. Do I just feel can I feel that I can stop myself at any point, or?
You feel you've got control over the space that you're in, yeah. You feel that you can... you don't know how you're doing it, but your desire to remain upright or go more prone or an angle or shift this way or that way, it's not based on aerodynamics, it's based on your will within a 3D space.
Perfect. Yeah. No, I just say, right, let's get this done. Let's get out of this. Done. So
Cool. Yeah, let's do it. So, okay, first.
Sure, why not?
take my hand, boy.
I will take his hand.
And mine.
Yeah, it's sort of interlink. You you feel that you become weightless. Your body leaves the ground. As you start to head off towards the first sort of platform, you get there moments later. It doesn't take at all long to get there, and you descend lower in, Ake down, then onto the stone of the platform. As your weight goes on there, you feel that there's a slight movement, but it's really heavy, and therefore it's not really going to rock underneath you. You feel like a little bit, but nothing major. It feels solid beneath you as they start to let go. You can see that Ake is now on the solid platform.
Great. Good fun, right?
Yeah.
This is pretty cool.
And yeah,
Right.
just glide back towards our other party member.
I say take Thorn first. Motion
Okay.
to the Mastiff.
Well, I'll stay with you, and obviously let the take Thorn.
Yeah.
The doggo's quite tense in your arms, and it's scared as it's being lifted up and taken across the gap, and you're sort of really struggling to hold on, but you manage to sort of set him down and put him down next to Ake. As you're heading back, heading over it, you can just see that this is just black, absolute black below you. This deck just seems to keep going. You kind of get this breeze that comes up out of it. Doesn't really affect you flying, but you just feel the intense cold coming from this abyss.
Could I, as I'm flying over, could I just cast a firebolt down there just to see if it lights anything up, see if I can see anything down there?
Yeah. With nothing really to aim at other than this large gap, you just hang on one sec.
How far was the gap between the set of steps again?
Between the platform.
No, between the set of steps that we were on to start with and the set of steps we're trying to get to.
The overall distance
Yeah,
is around 125 feet.
cool.
So what you're on is a 15 by 15 platform,
Sweet.
and in between steps at each end and in between each one is about a 5 foot gap.
As Erdan gets to the platform, I just turn around and go, if you could have done this from the start, why the fuck did we even bother with them platforms?
It's a good point, well made.
Now we've made noise, potentially stirred some type of beast. Yeah, cool. Yeah.
Yeah, you while you're saying this, you're just staring down at this abyss, and you let go of this raging bolt of fire. It's a bit like Gandalf and the Balrog that just keeps going and going and going. The light just gets smaller and smaller and smaller until you can no longer see it.
I'll just say, yeah, that's a long way down.
Just one sec.
Yeah, I'm not putting that one down as our finest hour.
It's alright. We figured it out in the end.
We did. Indeed.
I feel like we needed the picture.
Until we looked in that bag, we weren't gonna succeed. We had to look in the bag. We just got sidetracked by the shiny helmet. And then forgot about the bag.
Won't be the last time. Won't be the last.
Jay loves polishing his helmet.
Oof. Fucking pro at it, lad.
I was about to say that. Heaven knows he loves a shiny helmet. Okay. Where's our flyer gone?
Flew away.
He flew away on Venga Airways.
Okay.
Yeah, so make my way over to the edge again. Pick those up with Rourke. And yeah, take him across.
Finally, Rourke, you link arms with everybody else. Durza, you feel that you're yourself being lifted between the two, and you fly over onto the same platform as everybody else.
Good job, team.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. So, onwards.
Onwards and upwards.
Can we hear any more noises, Daryl, where we are now, or is it quieting down?
There are slight rumblings, like what you heard.
I'd like to sort of just glide across the platforms ahead of everyone just to scope it out as everyone's making their way across.
Is that what everyone's doing?
Yep.
Yeah, so it's no easy feat to try and jump that that gap. It's doable. So if you could just each make an acrobatics check.
My rolls tight. $14.
11.
16.
16. Can you roll for? Is it Thorn? Is it?
Yeah. Uh, 16.
Yeah, you all managed to jump the gaps onto the next platform, taking it sort of cautiously because obviously it is attached by a chain, but everything feels solid, and you manage to make your way over to the other side of the steps. Before you is this huge door, which is just ever so slightly ajar. But it's absolutely enormous. The exterior of this structure looks to be like a castle. It looks almost to be sort of stone and fortified, but it's ruined. What looks like a tower has been partially collapsed to the left. Part of the wall and battlements above it looks like it's been pulled down, and it just looks like it's ancient.
Yeah, start stepping towards it.
Up to the steps towards the door.
Yeah.
As you reach the door, you hear again this roar. You hear a banging, sounds like a thrashing. It just sounds horrendous. It's really loud, coming from within.
Guys, I don't think we want to find out exactly what that is.
Oh, you don't want to knock on the door?
I think we're going to find out sooner or later.
I mean, where else do you want to go?
Don't know, to safety, back up from where we came so we can get to 10 towns.
And which direction is that?
So I'm not saying that we can't go forwards. What I'm trying to say is let's just try and do it sneakily so we don't find out what this thing is, because it doesn't seem overly happy.
Okay.
But as you're also keen to go through that door, I will let you go first.
I'm not the sneakiest.
If that's your plan, I'd take a marching order.
I'm happy to go first.
Yeah, I'll go second.
I see Dan trying to go towards the door, and I push him out of the way and go before him. Maybe we shouldn't have the squishy one at the front.
Fine with me.
And Ake at the back.
I'm going to cast invisibility on myself as well.
Just a reminder, you all have +3 to your saving throws when you're within 10 feet of me.
Sorry.
Can you all roll a stealth check?
Roll a what, sorry?
Stealth check.
Stealth.
Can I make mine with advantage because I made myself invisible?
I think it gives you advantage, doesn't it?
Hell yeah, it does.
18.
If I can't see stealth on my thing, what do I use? Any pluses or anything?
Just dex.
Oh, your stealth is dexterity.
Oh, 2 then. 5.
19.
Natural 1.
Oof. Couple of fucking stealth.
That's roll for the dog as well.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah. Where's the dog going to be in the order?
At the back.
I knew a paladin in heavy armor as well, so it's a disadvantage.
I got
I
a
was about
natural
to ask
1.
that. What out?
So-
clang, 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 clang.
I've got plate mail on. The dog rolled a 12.
Okay.
Yeah, I've got plate armor on. Yeah, so I rolled a natural 1.
Okay. So what are you doing?
Just gonna try and sneakily try and open the door, or look for a gap in the door that we could see through.
The door is it's a thick wall. It's oak or whatever it is, and it's reinforced. It's so heavy to push, and as you push it, it takes some oomph. You hear it just creaking quite loudly on its hinge, on its multiple hinges. Excuse me. You hear it loud, and with it comes dust and bits of debris from the archway above it as this building's clinging to itself, I know it's well on its way out. It's just weak. When you open the door into what looks like a sort of semi-covered partial room, there's no way to describe it. The floor that is above, or the ceiling that above you, is covered up to a certain point, and you see these beams of wood, large, way above you, like, sort of 30 feet above you, where they've been sort of snapped, and the floor has been cracked, and it's now lying in debris on the floor. You can see that the walls, where the walls would have continued, have been almost like they've been knocked down, like something just been pushed through them. And there's bricks, but there's blocks of stone that's been cast around, just debris everywhere from what looks like the building that's around you. You can sort of see through as you make your way into it, you sort of see through the floor above is another floor, and that's partially ruined and has come down as well. Maybe that was come down into the floor below, and that's what's caused this damage. But where you would have a wall that would maybe lead into somewhere else, like a corridor, it is just open space. You can see that this would have been a corridor, but you just walk in, you can just walk straight through it. It's gloomy. It's really dark in this area. Although in the distance, you can hear the sounds of shuffling. You can hear what sounds like a loud sort of moan. Not too loud, but it's audible. And you can see that there's like a faint sort of greenish, bluish light. Almost it's quite similar to what you were seeing in the sort of northern lights itself. It's got that sort of hue to it.
And the scuffling, how large does that scuffling sound?
Make a perception check.
Perception, 22.
Yeah, it's audible. You can hear that there's clattering. You can hear that there's scraping of stone. You can hear almost like muffled sort of moans. Yeah, it's just a range of different sounds.
I guess we press forward.
Okay, heading forward. As you start to move, you feel that the floor isn't steady. There's various stones that you're standing on aren't necessarily flat, and therefore they topple when you stand on them. Just make a dexterity save with disadvantage.
All of us.
No.
Dexterity save. 4.
You manage to slip and fall from the stone, but you manage to sort of catch yourself. You just sort of clatter, and your armor clatters into a partially destroyed wall. It gives off quite a loud racket as you're trying to make your way through this rubble, partially down to sight, partially down to your stealth check. But yeah, you clatter into it and sort of ready yourself and right yourself, but obviously knowing that everyone's going to come your.
That was silly.
Shit happens.
It does.
Did the scuffling stop?
No.
There's any sort of change?
Roll of perception.
Natural one.
Hard to tell. You can still hear it. It doesn't.
Yeah. I'll continue to press forward, keeping an eye out for rocks. Things that might want to trip me up.
You make your way into what would have been a corridor at some point. At the back of this sort of opening hallway, this room. And you find that there's just nothing. There's just partially built walls again. Like some of it's waist high, some of it's a little bit higher. It's just jagged all the way along where this corridor would have been. You sort of step into it and look either side and look out across it. And you can see that you're into what would have been another large room that's sort of facing you. And again, you can sort of see that there's rooms off to the left and the right as these walls have been pulled down. It's partial ceiling above it and whatever else. It is just a real mess. You can see that there's this huge table that someone would have to give you a hand trying to climb up on top of. That's just in front of you. You can see that there's a chair of equal proportion that's next to it. Another one that's been broken up. These are like, tree trunks almost in their size of how they've been put together. You're starting to sort of really get a glimpse of the awesome size of what this place would have been. At the bottom of the room, which is huge, potentially a dining room, you can see that there's another large door with a crack where, although saying crack, it's open a fair bit. You can't see through it, but you can see that this light is where this light's coming from.
Okay, just want to have a look around in this room, or just want to press on?
We need to press on, really, don't we?
I mean, how long would it take to just scout around it, Daryl? Just to see if there's any bit of.
Are you still flying?
I think it's got 10 minutes. 10 minutes wouldn't have passed, would it?
You'd be getting on. You'd be getting on for that now, I think.
Someone want to take a look on the giant table?
Say it again, mate.
Does anybody want to take a look on the giant table?
Yeah. Why don't we have a quick look at that before we press on?
Are you using your fly to do that?
Yeah, whatever I've got left of it.
You probably only got moments left as you levitate up and peer on top of the table. You can see that there's nothing really there. There are chunks of masonry that have fallen from the ceiling. And even at that height, it's not managed to break the table. It's sort of sunk its way into the table. But even from that height, the sturdiness of this table has proved true. What looks like various maybe utensils or whatever, cooking, eating implements, whatever it be, are scattered across it, but heavily damaged or rusted or broken. What looks like earthwork dotted around it, but it's a real mess. It looks like it's been here for a very, very long time.
Okay. Yeah, just float back down, and just say nothing up there. No.
As you land, as your feet touch the floor, you feel that sense of being able to fly and that gift of being able to fly wash away from you as you feel that weight, your weight take hold, gravity take hold again.
How wide is this room?
It's huge. It's a vast room.
Just want to maybe split up and two go up each side of the room.
Yeah, can do.
Sure.
Can look for me other passageways and stuff along the way.
Yeah, seems like a good idea. Look for any passageways, secret doors, secret stones to a different colour.
Those that are looking, you can roll investigations.
24.
Which is the investigation one? Is that intelligence?
Yeah.
14 then.
15.
10.
What was theirs?
14.
Yeah, as you sort of split, who's going which side, who's going with who?
I'll go with Dozer.
Okay, as you're sort of heading off down that way, you're checking over the brickwork, you're checking to see whether there's anything that might give away a secret door, but in fairness for the damage that's being done internally to this structure, the secret door probably would have revealed itself. Oh, just got some feedback. Rourke, just make a perception check.
23.
23. You're just about know where Ake is at this point, with him being invisible, as you're trying to walk along this wall.
Okay.
You're just you can sort of see that the footprints and the dust, or you can hear the shuffling, a stone move here and there, and you kind of get the idea that he's just behind you as you're making your way along the wall. As you get towards the end of the wall, the two groups then come together at the point where the door is slightly open. You hear this roar again. Absolutely deafening.
Someone want to take a look inside?
Come this far.
Yeah. What we doing?
I would say probably not me.
Just gonna throw this one out there. Once again, with the fly thing, could we have not have flown out the way that we came originally and avoided the big, scary, roaring monster behind this door?
I've already used up all of my flying ability, I'm afraid.
Oh well, that's fucked it.
Great observation.
Good idea.
Maybe while you're invisible you can have a look inside there.
Nice.
Could be. don't really want to go through the door, though. I'll literally pop my head in, and only my head, and I'll take a big deep breath whilst doing it to make zero noise.
Roll your stealth check with advantage.
Natural 20.
Yeah, you drift out and to a point where certain individuals don't even know if you have gone. The only one that really truly knows that you have gone is Thorn, who can smell you leaving. As you drift through the door and sneak out, you see this huge, round, what you possibly perceive as being an outdoor square garden, paved area. Hard to really tell the amount of debris and boulders and various things that are collected in this area. Just roll a perception check.
Ten.
10. Difficult from where you are with the amount of boulders that are there, but you manage to see. What catches your eye first is this huge giant, and you can see that from the form, female, as she stands leaning against a wall with one hand, clutching this cruel-looking axe with a beam of wood as a handle, which curves. The axe blade itself moves round. You can see that on top of her head, she is armoured with a helm, which has these two huge horns that sweep back. You can see that she wears a breastplate. She has this almost like a dress of dirt but bluish hue to it that swirls around her feet. It's almost corporeal-like in terms of how it moves. You can see that these are dark, sunken eyes, and her skin is blue of frost. You can see that her veins across her open arms are raised, and they're purple. You can see that she has a very similar complex to, or complexion, sorry, to the undead that you'd previously seen. She coughs and she growls. Get out of my head! She's trying to brace herself against this wall. You see that she's got what look like fur across her shoulders. And she doesn't seem to. She sort of has like a. You would imagine like an elegance to her when she would have been herself at whatever point that was. Get out of my head! And she looks, and you see that the beast, or another beast with two heads, similar to the one that you'd seen previously, is standing there, and each one of the heads is growling at the other. This is not an Ettin. These are beast heads. And you see one sort of snap at the other and growl back. She takes her axe. Get out of my head! And she just slices. And she slices like it's just going through butter. As the head and the shoulders of one of the adjoining creatures is severed from the other. It slumps down. Ugh! Ugh, the agony! Ugh. You begin to watch as she sinks to one knee, struggling to keep herself upright in absolute pain and agony. At this point, you can see that as she dips one shoulder, you can see that the clothes and the armor is severed around the shoulder. You can see that her skin is like perpetually a wound, like it's never healed, but it's no longer living material, and therefore it's, you know, it doesn't look like a wound. It just doesn't look right. It looks like it's a long-standing wound, and maybe looking at it, this is the wound that killed her. And you look at this undead giant. Get out of my head! She turns, and in the center of this area, you can see that there is a pool, this rippling water, which is smoking, like a smoke, like mist, like fog coming off a pool. You sort of see it bellowing away from it, this various lights that are shimmering in greens and blues and purples, back to blues, some red, just constantly churning, quite viciously at times, and slowing down like the ebb and flow of a river. Get out of my head! And you see these vines, tendrils, start to emerge from the pool, and you see that quite quickly they're gathering pace and move towards her. You see one wrap around her leg and start to pull. One wraps around her arm and pulls her back the other way. You see that she tries to reach for the axe, but another one grabs her and she's pulled prone. Feet first, these tendrils, like something out of Stranger Things, just grab around her legs and start to pull her towards the pool. This giant just being ground along. She tries to pull the axe, and as the axe gains a little bit of height in order to bring down, you see the hand just drop again as the force of these tendrils just overtakes her. You watch as a third, fourth, fifth tendril start to emerge, and one disappear, grabbing round her inner thigh. No, not again! Not again! And as you watch, you see what looks like the top of her head appear from the pool. This beast head, almost simian in nature. It's almost like a ape as it starts to emerge and push its way through, almost like it's trying to push through a membrane. It starts to push, and its eye is taking up the entire size of the pool itself. There is a shove, and you hear this roar as a second head pokes and looks another eye. Yes, give it to her. Yes. And it starts to pull away, this head now pulling back. No, not again. And she's pinned. Yes. And this pool starts to emanate more and more light as they're pushing more and more force from within it. Each of you now starts to feel the floor quake as an earthquake is erupted through the floor. The ice above you starts to shatter. I need all of you to make dexterity saving throws.
Don't forget your +3. Mine's an 18.
I don't have them close enough for the +3, but mine's a 19.
And Thorns is 19. 22.
Was it 10
So
feet?
10 feet it is, yeah.
Yeah, I'd say you were just in it.
Do I get to add 3 then?
22 then.
Is it armor class?
No, dexterity saving throw.
21.
So it's 21. 20, was it 22 for Ake?
22, yeah.
And then for Durza,
18. And then 22 for Thorn.
and then for Erdan,
22.
22.
Holy shit.
These sheets of ice that are covering over just start to fall. Some of it is like large clumps of ice, like blocks. Others are like panes of glass that are just coming down and just shattering into the floor. Sharp glass. As you start to see now these various points that are opening above as this ceiling of ice starts to collapse and shatter. You start to hear it like glass. It starts to rain these ice as you start to dodge around, jumping from one to another, keeping your eye open as these huge sheets of glass ice are just starting to fall and shatter into the floor. You feel the rumble, and now you start to see that more of this ancient palace, this ancient castle, these ruins are starting to be shook again to its core, starting to fall. Next minute, you feel the earthquake almost stop, suddenly dead, nothing. There's a bit more of a rumble, like an aftershock. Stops. But you look around, you can see that you're moving. The walls either side of this cavern are slowly drifting down as you start to rise with this castle. The ceiling and bits of the ceiling that are left on the sides are starting to come closer. You see that the whole landmass that you're on starting to rip and tear through this opening and rising higher and higher into the air. You see that the pool is glowing more and raging more than ever. These eyes are shifting below it, looking one, then the other, then the other. You're now out in the open. You can see across this huge frozen landscape as the city just keeps to rise higher and higher. It doesn't stop. It just keeps rising. And in fact, you're in the clouds when it finally feels like it comes to a stop. High above the ground below. You watch as the tendril unwraps one of a leg, then another. She stops and stands. No more. No more. You see then that she bulks over in pain, like a cramp. She's just clutching herself. And she's writhing in pain. She leans against the wall, this eye still, one eye looking through this muck and this slime, this primordial ooze that's a barrier between one and the other. She stands. Then she falls. And you see, as she raises up from where she was crouched, is this grotesque individual that looks like they're wearing the inside. Their skin and their limbs are disproportionate. One arm smaller than the other. You see the hand clutching a mouth. It has two mouths. Its head lobbed to one side. Pus-filled boils all over the body. Elephant man type sagging of skin on one leg as it starts to dredge its way along. No more children. No more. And she tries to raise the axe. But the tendril just keeps hold and pulls her back. This being just starts to shuffle round. Looks at the pool. What do you guys want to do?
We haven't seen any of this.
That's a good point, actually.
I'll go back and inform everyone of everything I've just seen.
As you make your way to the door, you hear, faintly only because of distance, but you hear a scream. And this doesn't sound like a scream that you heard previously. This sounds like a young person screaming.
We all hear that.
Yeah, you would all hear it, yeah.
Yeah. I just say, what the hell is going on?
A young girl screaming.
Yeah.
From within the room.
From somewhere outside from where you are, yeah.
Yeah.
We're
Did
gonna have
you see where that scream came from? Okay.
I've come back out to talk to you, so when that scream went off, I was with you guys.
So no. I think we need to go and find her.
I think you're right.
Take care of this abomination.
Who's going first?
Perhaps the giantess will help us. She doesn't seem like she wants to be there.
How long can Ake stay invisible for?
An hour.
Or until he makes an aggressive action, isn't it?
Yes.
I mean, if he goes in, 'cause I know he's obviously reluctant to. If he goes in and then does a little recon, quick, he could obviously follow up. Otherwise, we might as well all go in.
Yeah. I think that's our best bet.
I'll just pop back in and see if I can see where that scream came from.
Would you like a map?
Yeah.
I love a map.
If you would like to all log into 20, and then I'll move you all into the map. Gonna go for the best.
I've just gone on, and all I can see is someone's written cock-a-doodle-doo.
You don't do that much.
I didn't draw the dick.
How do you even erase on it?
I don't know, but I'm so childish.
We all here.
Yeah.
I will. For you, Jay, if you want, I'll just stick it on the Discord.
That would be amazing. If you can, mate.
Once I get my second screen going. Oh, that's right. Right. Let me just move my roll 20. I think I'm getting a cold. Lovely stuff. These icons are, you know what, be easier to move these icons out of the way. I'll invite you all in. um, okay. Right. Right, you should be getting an image. We see it?
Yep.
Yes, no?
Yeah, I can see it now, man.
Yar.
Okay. So you can see where you're all in this this bottom corner for now, just so we can see ourselves on the map.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can see that over the way is just zoom in. You can see over the way there is the frozen giant. You can hear roughly where the scream's coming, which is from behind her, and then you can see that there's disgusting creature thing that's just been birthed is next to her.
Yep.
While the two-headed monster is down, decapitated. Okay, should we just for the sake of it now? Do you want to just roll for initiative?
$13.
One sec.
13.
He's got the higher dex.
I've got +4.
+2.
Okay.
Is my initiative on here? Sorry.
Just your dex, isn't it?
Or is it? And I got a 1.
Okay then, so Durza.
1.
1.
Au naturel.
Okay. And Thor.
Thorn. 2. What's his dex? 4.
Erdan. Are you muted, mate? It is making a noise because it's coming up on the screen. I just couldn't hear it.
You're muted right now. Now you're not muted. And we can't hear you. Oh, now we can hear you.
Yeah. Oh, sweet. Yeah. Sorry. 16.
16. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So we're seeing this and moving out into the open. Erdan, you're top of the round.
Yeah.
We're not in open combat. In fact, everyone just roll a stealth check for me.
Ten for Durza and
60.
13 for Thorn.
11.
Yeah.
12.
Yeah. Erdan.
16.
Okay. You still invisible, are you? Okay.
Yeah, I will be if it's not been an hour. I've not made an aggressive motion or cast any other spells.
As you're moving around, you see that the giant now being released from the tendrils that are wrapped around her, and the sort of shrinking back into this primordial ooze, only for momentarily as it starts to spread out in all directions. You sort of see that she's pushing herself up on the axe. She sort of turns in your direction to look, and so does the abomination that's next. You sort of have a look sort of over in your direction, although they can't see you. They picked up on some sort of movement, whether it was a bowl that was moved or
Okay.
Okay, down the top of the round, you see that their gaze is sort of shifting towards where you are.
Yeah. Can I cast mage armor on myself?
Yeah.
And are we move like on the? Obviously, we're on the path here. Do we just need to stay on the path or come?
I can't quite make out what you're saying, mate. To be honest, let me just turn you up on my end.
Okay. Is that any better?
Where's the go on, speak now, mate.
Basically, I was just asking if it's possible to walk on the snowy bit, or do we have to stay on the path?
You can walk wherever you want. It's there's a lot of rubble and things like that. In terms of it being, in terms of having difficult terrain, it's not really going to cost you that much. You know what I mean? It's just
Yeah. All right.
it's not really it's not going to we won't cost it. It's just there. There's rubble that you'd have to negotiate around whatever else, but it's manageable. Like it's
cool. Yeah, I just want to sort of peel off to the right hand side, then basically, and just sort of skirt.
and you're going to go full distance.
Yeah.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 up to there.
Yeah. Perfect.
Yeah. Anything else for your turn?
No. Just did you hear me say I cast mage armor?
Yeah, you got your mage armor on. Yeah, yeah. As you all sort of, you cast mage armor. Just roll a stealth check for me. What was that? I'm not. Can anyone else hear Paul? Because I'm struggling.
He faded off then.
Yeah, it's dropping out like.
Is
that 16?
17.
17. You manage to duck down and sort of keep him low, working your way around the outside of this circle. You don't think you've attracted any attention as you manage to get into that place. Anything else for you? Anything else for Erdan? I feel like we've lost him. No. You there, Paul? No. Okay then. Rourke.
Where the inner circle is that on the outside bit? Is that rock? Yeah,
Yeah, you can mark it up. Oh, you can. Yeah, we're talking about this area here.
Yeah, no. So where move over to your right slightly. That little like rock that's not. No.
This here.
Yes.
Yeah, I'd say that was. Yeah, I'd say that was like a low wall.
How high would
saying that
was?
It'd be full cover for you.
Yeah. Can I aim to go towards that?
So for you, you'd be looking. You probably get to about there.
Well, the thing it says I've got 40 feet speed, and but then it says my speed increases by 10 feet when I'm not wearing heavy armor, which I'm not wearing. Where would 50 feet get me?
50 feet. That's huge, isn't it? You
Yeah.
get the other side of the wall.
Well, can I get to 45 feet then and be behind that wall?
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to just move there, take cover. But can I ready my sword as well? But I want to do it obviously slowly. Noise.
You want to do what? Sorry.
I want to have my sword readied out as well now.
Yeah. All right. We'll just make a stealth check as you're creeping up behind the wall.
Is that dexterity? Sorry again.
Yeah. Okay, you're up next.
14.
Yeah, 14. You manage to creep your way up. As you're doing that, you sort of sense that she's sort of scanning around in your area, but doesn't seem to act on it. Unsure of whether you've been seen or not.
Okay.
Okay. Anything else for your round?
No. I just want to maintain like a line of sight. But obviously, I don't want to stick my head out or anything.
Yeah. Okay. Okay then. So, okay.
Yeah, can I just run straight up the gut, like 30 feet? It's about there.
Yeah. Just roll a stealth check. You there, mate?
Yeah, 18.
18. So I didn't hear it. There must be an issue on my end. Yeah, 18. You managed to stay low, keeping close to the ground as you work your way up this frozen path through the bits of debris. You can see that she's looking disgusted at this thing in front of her. Every time she tries to pull on the axe, there's a tendril there just holding it back.
Cool. Yeah, and I'll just hold that an action. If anyone tries to attack me, I will retaliate.
Okay.
That's it. It's end of turn.
Okay. Okay. So. Okay, so this is going to be the Abomination's turn. He's going to move away from her. Taking it to about there. He's going to make a perception. Yours wasn't it? So he's looking around and sort of sniffing. You sort of see this. It's just like a bag of putrid skin that's just being held together. It's revolting to look at, and it looks like it's in pain and agony as it starts to move its way around. But you can't really. It's not really pinpointing anyone at this stage. Okay. So with this, so movement is okay. Okay, she's gonna move. She's gonna move back as far as she can away from the pool. And as she does, she sort of tears at these grasping vines and whatever they are. and she sort of manages to sever one, and one lets go. She manages to sort of crawl and push her way back, leaning on her axe. And you see this fury in her eyes. She's just burning with this blue intensity, cold, just emanating off her. You looking around now and just seeing this open sky as the clouds start to part, and you're in this northern lights that's just around you. This huge landmass is now just floating in the sky. Okay, that's going to take us then to Thorn.
He's gonna just stay at the back by me. For now. He's probably gonna hook into this corner here.
Right, just keep your marker on there for one. Where's the dog? Where is the dog? Yeah, just give me one sec. Yes. Okay, so where do you want? Well, we'll do your turn simultaneously then, because it's your turn.
Okay, so Dawn's gonna head into that corner there.
Head to there.
Yeah. And then I'm gonna step forward into this square here and cast Bless on my 3 friends.
And that's a radius of what?
30 feet.
Yeah. Okay, so everyone's suitable. Do you get that as well, do you?
No, it's on 3 people. Just double check, but I'm sure it is.
Okay.
What does that do?
Up to 3 creatures. You can,
Plus a 1d4, isn't it?
yeah, 1d4 to attack rolls and saving throws. And it's concentration.
Okay. Green dot there on you then. Okay. That then puts us top of the round then to Erdan. I can't hear you. I don't know if it's me, if anyone can, because I've got multiple screens going on, so I'm not sure whether it's just taxing me.
No,
Can't hear Paul.
No.
I didn't hear anything. Nope. I still can't see much either.
No.
Still just got the 2 dots spinning.
I
There
thought
is
you got off before, like, I thought you went for the bath.
We don't know what he's doing.
Have a long soak.
Masturbation.
Masturbation.
Can you hear me now?
Yep.
Can you hear me now? Yes, mate. Well done.
Fuck's sake. Can I just keep making my way round, but maybe
So if you are you looking at the actual? Are you looking at Roll20 now?
I'm looking at the stream.
Right. If you go onto Roll, can you get onto Roll? Because you can actually highlight where you want to go based on the distance you want to travel.
Okay.
Just makes it a little bit easier. I'll do it for now, and then you can. I know Jay, you're gonna have to let me know, aren't you? Because you're limited to T-ball. Hold on. So, are you heading? You're heading in this direction, are you?
Yeah.
So you probably get to that square there.
Okay. Yeah, that's perfect. Yeah, that's my go.
Is it that one? Is it that one? I think. Is that one or the one above it? Anything else you want to do in your turn?
Yeah, can I just ready? Ready? Can I ready a spell in case I get attacked?
Oh, you can ready, yeah. You can ready an action, yeah.
Yeah, if I can just ready a cast of firebolt.
Okay. Just make a stealth check with disadvantage because you're now open and within sight of her. So
Jesus, even worse. 2.
so as you creep into that area, you see her gauge slowly shift round and then look towards you. She sort of gives this like growl and this grunt. Yeah, you've been noticed. Is there anything else that you want to do?
No.
So. Okay. No. Okay. That then takes us down to Rourke. You notice now that it looks like Erdan's been made on that side.
Yeah, I want to go around the rock that I'm, then follow that round.
Okay, so give me a clue as to which way you're heading. This way?
Yeah, so go to the right a little bit more, mate. Left,
This
sorry.
way?
Left, sorry. Left.
Yeah.
Go to about 20 feet. Yeah,
Okay,
in that little,
there.
yeah, in that bit there, mate. Yeah, that'd be perfect there.
Okay. So that's like there. So you are open.
Yeah, and then what I want to do is tap my board on the floor, a little noise like I did previous, get its attention.
Okay. Yeah, the attention slowly shifts from round where Erdan is then towards yourself. Just let's see. Actually, yeah, you move. What did you move then? Was it 20 feet?
I think it was 20 feet or 25
20.
feet.
Yeah, so that'd be about right, because you can move 40, about half the distance. Because just in this area here is where the tendrils are. So I'll let me see if I can put a. How do I keep it? How do I keep it on there?
You want to draw a shape? Go to the paintbrush instead.
Finger. to that one, is it? Ah, okay. Ah, okay. How do I, can I move that? No. No. Okay, we're getting to it, aren't we? Yeah, but you know what I mean. All this area.
Yeah.
Indeed. Okay, so what else are you doing now? Sorry.
So I'm just ready. I've readied my sword, like to raid.
Okay. Okay then. So Ake.
Yeah, kind of gonna move my way up to where Numbnuts was. Up there.
Yeah. Jesus Christ! What was bad? Sorry, go on.
And then, yeah, just gonna ready the action for any sign of aggression.
Oh yeah, she's starting to raise up. She's starting to move her axe. She's looking towards between Rourke and Erdan.
No, in that case, I'll cast a Hunter's Mark
Okay.
and fire with my crossbow. Because why the fuck not?
I was going to try and get her on side.
You still can.
It's going to be harder to convince her.
Okay, you've only attack.
Yeah, I'm just trying to find out what I'm adding to it. Oh, there it is. Got it.
More worried about the tentacle thing.
Yep, nope. That doesn't hit.
You sure?
Yeah,
Pretty
9.
big target.
9?
No, you let go and the arrow just whizzes by as she's getting to her feet.
9.
What's it then? That's all I got.
That's all you got. Okay. Now that is let's have a look. Where is he now? Let's see what we can get to. Okay, he gets to there. Say he. We don't know what it is. That will be his go, and then she's going to move up this way, and she's going to make an attack with her axe. That's a 16 to hit on
Hits.
Rourke. Okay, you're going to take. Uh, 14 points of slashing damage.
Yeah.
And 7 points of cold damage.
So what was it? 14 plus 7. Was that?
What's that? Sorry.
Was that 14 plus 7?
Yeah. Yeah, she comes in. She swings this like frozen, brutal axe at you, taking a cruel swipe at you. Yeah, that's going to be her turn. Okay, Durza and Thorn.
Yeah, Thorn's gonna move up along the wall for 30 feet.
Show us where you want to go.
Just straight up north for 30 feet.
Sorry, are you moving or Thorn?
Thorn.
Okay.
Just turning that music down a bit so loud. Yeah, and then I'll move further forward too. Yeah, probably to there. And I'll shout over to her in Giant. Stop, we can help you get rid of that evil thing. And
Make a
try and persuade her to stop attacking us.
persuasion check.
Ah, that was not great. And I'm gonna shout it in Giant. Persuasion. That would be an 8.
An 8.
Not so great.
Yeah, no, she's not even. It's almost like a rage. She's not even paying attention when you're yelling. And now you're this close up, you can see that just how undead this giant is.
Yeah. And I believe that ends my turn. I don't think I've got anything else.
Okay. Nothing else for Thorn, no?
No.
Okay, Erdan?
Firebolt, please.
Yep.
Uh, 28 to hit.
Hits.
Damage is 14 damage.
Okay. Let me just get my... Okay. Yeah, you see that she's engulfed by this this flame and sort of rolls up her, but around her head as it just sort of masses in this cloud of smoke. You sort of see the radiance of the cold forcing it back. So that would be. What was the damage on it?
14.
Yeah, okay, right, okay. Yeah, okay. And you see that she rows in pain, and you kind of weren't expecting it to have the effect that it's had. Anything else you want to do?
No, that's it for me.
Okay. Rourke?
Yeah, I want to attack with my great sword.
Missing a catchphrase here.
You talking about something to do with raging?
So, it's going to say, is he raging?
Maybe
That's a
Rajay.
Yeah, I said that was raging. There wasn't.
I don't think you did.
Yeah, I said it when before she attacked me. I said I'd like to rage.
All right, okay. I would
So-
like to rage.
I would like. That was a 20, but not natural. The attack.
That hits.
And that is a 9 points damage with the first attack.
Sure.
Second. $13 for the attack on the second one.
Just hits.
Woo!
This one.
Oh.
What's that? And that is 12 points damage on the
First set.
huh? Hello? Daryl? What else?
Yeah, it's gone for me as well.
Yeah, can't hear him.
Ooh, many technical bugs tonight.
Well, this has been an
Okay.
evening of technical difficulties.
Yeah, Daryl looks like he's crossed.
It's cold. It's been a bitch.
Anyone hear me now?
Yeah, can I hear you now?
Ah, hello.
Sorry, my headphones ran out. So we're going old school. Sorry, what was the damage on the first one?
10
You what, mate?
million.
How many?
On the second attack.
On the second attack was
So yeah, the second attack was 12. Yeah.
hey?
Oh, can you hear me?
Yeah. Do you remember what the first set of damage was?
It was 2 plus, I think 2. So it was 8 on the first one and 12 on the second.
So 20, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And you were attacking with your great sword.
Yeah, it's the only weapon I've got.
Okay. Anything else for your turn?
No. Sort of stand there and hold my sword out at her.
Okay.
No.
Can anybody hear me?
Can hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Can hear you now.
It's cutting in and out.
Right, hang on. If I move my...
Can
Can anyone hear me now?
can hear you now.
Yeah.
Can't hear you now.
Just
All
keep
right.
going out still, yeah.
Okay, it's turn.
I'll just take a shot with the old crossbow. 19 to hit.
19.
10 points of damage. And that's the end of my turn, Rumi.
Okay. Okay.
Is he cut out again for everyone? Or was that
No.
just me?
Yeah, no, it's breaking up, bitty.
Can't hear you, Daryl.
Right. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Right. So, first off, you're going to swing the axe at Rourke. That's going to be a 15 to hit.
My armor class is 15, so is that a hit or is that a miss?
Just a hit.
Can I use cutting words?
Can't hear you, Daryl.
Working on painful.
Yeah, I guess.
Why is it working? Why just got to keep the mouse moving? Words for what, mate?
To try and reduce the attack roll on my mate Rourke.
If that's what it'll. That's what. Does it reduce the attack
Or
or is it the damage?
No, use Bardic Inspiration dice to subtract from a creature's attack roll.
Okay.
I'll just say nothing very wise or anything like that. It's like, don't you touch my man. And then that is reduced by, I need to find out what my inspiration die is. D8. So that attack roll is reduced by 8. So it's
It only
only
needs to walk
Yeah.
arm as pulling back the axe. Yeah. The off.
Can anyone else hear him?
No.
It's not working.
Oh, there
No,
it
it's
is now.
No.
It's just, I don't know when it's why it's not picking. Work no. He's awake. Yeah. It's just an absolute hunt.
It's like Phoenix
Um,
Knight when he's washing his hands. Covered in piss.
Right, that's an 18 to hit for Ake.
yeah, that hits me, I think.
Okay.
What's she hitting you with?
Don't know.
Right, so So that hits you with 23 points of as this polar ray. As this polar ray from her hand, she's just like in your direction. You feel this like just a blast of air strike you. You're moved by 10 feet until the end of your turn.
Okay.
It's getting cold up here. Right. I don't need a cold strike now while I'm playing a between me. That's their turn. Then right now to Desert and Thorn. Desert and Thorn. Please report to reception.
Thorn is going to carry on around the wall and get to there.
Okay.
He's going to try and stay out of dodge for now. Durza is going to move here.
Stay on there, mate, for a sec. Okay, I'm going to move up to there, yeah.
Try and take advantage of flanking.
Is flanking optional? Well,
And then I'm gonna.
Is advantage on your attack with flanking?
I can't remember. Something like that.
But we're going to take advantage of something we don't know. Cool. With it.
I can't remember what the flanking rule was.
That's not flanking. That's not taking advantage. That's taking liberties. Flanking does allow it if it's something that we're utilising.
Yeah, it's an optional rule.
All right. Okay.
This is where we all fell out after.
No, it's fine if you don't want to do it. It's
Fight outs.
perfectly okay.
It makes no odds because it's a one shot. I'm not really. You can help. You can use help as a bonus action.
Okay. Interesting. Yeah, I'll do 2 attacks with my halberd.
Okay. Roll.
Um, 13.
To hit, just hits.
And I'll roll the second one. Which is 16.
Yeah, both hit.
Okay. Damage.
Yes. Yes.
Just checking I've got everything right. It's just that. So 13 on the first hit. And 17 on the second. No, 21 on the second hit.
13, 21.
Yeah.
So 34 points of damage.
Yeah.
Nice.
Nice. Okay. Yeah, you take 2 strikes. Bang, bang, getting really. You sort of see the tense and as you're making.
And yeah, that's my turn.
Okay. Top of the round then, Erdan.
Can I cast Fireball, please?
Yep.
But I want to sculpt it to protect my good friends who are close to the giant, if possible. So basically, it's 1 plus the spell's level, which is 3. So I can basically choose 4 characters around to protect from the effects of the spell, essentially.
Yeah. Yeah. So it'd just be the.
Yeah, perfect. Obviously, I need to roll to see if it hits first, but 26.
Hits.
Right. So it's 8d6 plus a d6 per level above 3rd. So that's 5. So it's 13d6.
13d6.
How many is it?
So it's 8d6 initially,
Yeah.
and then you can add 1d6 for each.
Yeah, so it's 9d6.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, sorry. I thought it said level rather than spell slot. 6 plus. Uh, 33 fire damage.
Wow. Yeah. For the two that you feel this massive ball of heat. To be fair, you're freezing. Quite nice. However, for her, she's absolute in that this is really damaged her a lot. This is really taking a chunk out of her. She's screaming in pain and holding it, trying to hold her arms and put. She almost knocks her helm from her. Yeah, massive amount of damage.
She's not dead yet, though.
No, she's still standing.
Oh.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, that's my go.
Okay. Okay then. So, Rourke.
Yeah, I'm going to attack her with my sword. $25.
25 hits.
And that is 8 points of damage on the first attack.
Yeah.
And that's 13 on the second. Did that hit?
Yeah. 13.
Yeah.
Yeah, just hits.
Oof. And then. Oh, and that is 11 points of damage on the second one.
Yeah, massive is your advantage of the fact that she's in absolute agony after these flame blocks. You see that she's really starting to look like she's taking a beating. Anything else for Rourke?
No.
Okay, Ake?
I think I'm just going to go with the classic shot with a arrow.
Classic.
The classic, yes, Lord. Bear with me one to do. 7-13 to hit.
Just hits. How many 13s?
It's great,
Unreal.
isn't it? And
They've
that
got-
is
They've got a +4 if they
13
need it.
points No, that was with
What's
the
that?
+4.
Alright, okay.
That was with my +4. That's 13 points of damage.
Wow. She falls to her knee in front of you, Rourke, shaking the ground. You see that she clutches this arrow at her side, and she's just taking this breath. You can see that really is like she's taking a beating. With that,
I
our
go
little
There,
soldier.
please.
Is that the end of your turn? Or you moving?
Can I go there? There-ish. One of those two. Beautiful. Yes, that'll diddly do for me. Thanks, Esquire.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, this abomination starting to closer, and let's have a look. Right, Rourke, just make a wisdom saving throw, please.
Who's that?
Rourke.
Plus D4.
Plus 2. 16.
16, yeah. It's screaming at you. It's horrible. And it's getting closer. You see how disgusting and putrid this thing is. Yeah, but it whatever it's doing, it has. Right. With that, the Frostmourne, this giant before you, stands, holding and clutching her wounds, and she braces for one more swipe of the axe. And as she does, she swings, not with any force, the axe to the side and drops the axe on the floor. She moves. You can then again, saying that, no. It'd just be Durza that takes the attack of opportunity.
Okay.
She's going to move around.
That's 15 to hit.
Hits.
And sorry, I made a mistake before with my damage. She should be 16 better off.
Good to know.
And the damage for that attack was 12.
Okay. She moves away from you. Just roll attack for Rourke.
Attack. Was it my
you
go
get an
again?
attack of opportunity. Hey?
Okay, perfect. 13 plus 7. Yeah, 20.
20 hits.
Whoa, and 11 points of damage.
Oh. With 9 hit points left, you take your swipe at the back of her leg, straight through the hamstring, but she seems not to pay it any attention. She quickly grabs up the abomination, the Rutter kin, this beast of flesh and putridness. She picks it up and she screams at her lungs, the pit, the eye that still glares through it. And she says, "The prince, take this." And she turns, holding and clutching what is her young, and she falls backwards into the pool of light, into the eye. As she does, the light and the eye just vanish. Gone. And what you see as you turn round is just a hole that's just dropping through into nothing. In fact, you see the ground below. As suddenly the landmass starts to tilt and rock and starts to fall. And it starts to fall at some speed. I need all of you to make a dexterity save.
With bless, did we get that? Or is it not saving throws?
16.
I thought it was saving throws and attacks.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is saving throws, yeah.
Okay.
What was it for Rogue?
16.
16.
18 for Erdan.
Okay.
12 for Durza and 6 for Thorn.
Natural 20 with a grand total of 29.
Nice.
Okay. You get this feeling of your stomach just being churned, falling along with the rest of this chunk of abandoned, ruined city. You each turn and grasp hold the nearest solid object that you and brace for the impact as this chunk of landmass comes in. You feel the impact as it hits the floor and hits that ground, and you feel that the rest of the topple and to fall as there's bits of rubble that are each hitting you. You lose sight of Thorn. You can't see where they've gone. As it comes in, it's just got this momentum from the height that it was at. It skid along the floor, and it comes to a grinding halt. As slowly, you come to your senses. Each one of you waking as you find that there's dust, rubble, snow. You have back on the ground, now above on the surface, as this land itself and rubble and shattered ruin, nearly unrecognisable. Each of you in turn start to rise, pick yourselves up from the floor. What do you want to do?
Yeah, I get up and start looking around, seeing if everyone's alright and seeing if I can see Thorn anywhere.
It takes you a moment, but you find that Thorn is unconscious.
Okay, I'll go over to him and use lay on hands to bring him back.
As you're doing that, you start to hear a whimper, a cry, cough coming from the ruins away to one side. You're struggling to get your bearings.
Yeah, I'll say to Thorn, find her.
He quickly runs over and starts the rubble, and then you sort of see him pouring and dig, trying to move some of the rubble. You can't do it alone.
Yeah, and I'll go over and help him start digging him.
Yeah, as you do, you see the familiar face, dusted, and bruised, battered, but alive, well, whole. As you start to pull her from the wreckage.
Yeah, and as I pick her up, I'll say it's gonna be okay now, and I'll pump some lay on hands into her as well. Just put her up by 5 HP or whatever.
I've got a potion of healing if you need it.
She's stable for where she's at.
Yeah.
Okay.
And she leans in to you, Durza, and she says, "There's a bag in here." And then she starts to move some more. She'd identified a huge sort of mixture of leather and God knows what, all sort of stitched together. As you start to rifle through the bag, you see that there's gold and platinum, silvers of a modest amount, but you see that there's tusks of ivory. There's nothing lavish in there. This is the small treasure that the giant would have had before her demise.
Yeah, I'll pick it up and put it over my shoulder, and then head over to the other guys and make sure they're all okay.
Yeah, don't worry about me. I'm all good. You okay?
Yeah, I'm getting fed up of being thrown around by the elements.
Yeah.
I've had enough of that for one day.
And with that, you manage to work your way out of the rubble, the wreckage, back onto the soft snow and amongst the cruel elements of the north. With your next challenge lying before you of how you manage and make your way to 10 Town, but moving away from the horrors of the floating giant castle and whatever was trying to break through. You begin your arduous journey across the snow, huddled together and bracing for challenge of survival. And that's where we'll end it tonight.
Oof.
That was cool.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. I enjoyed that last battle.
Yeah, superb work.
I was thinking, with the bridges, I was thinking, why not just